let's talk about this one right here. And we've all known him, it seems like since birth. Bronny James, right? Little man, 18-year-old now. Golly, he's a man, little man. So we all know who he is. He's the son of the NBA GOAT, or just super duper star, LeBron James. But right now I want to talk about him because he's nearing that highly anticipated announcement that's going to happen after where he's going to play high school basketball, right? So he's 6'3". He's a combo guard. He goes to Sierra Canyon, which is down the street from where I'm at, where I live. Senior who went to the Nike Hoop Summit, and he also played in the McDonald's All-American game. We know who he is, but he's still uncommitted. Now I ain't talking about his relationship status. I'm talking about the fact, where are you going to school next year? And that is sparking a lot of speculation. So let's talk through it a little bit. Got a lot of options, obviously. The dude can play. Like, we've all got through the whole conversation of, is he good or is he LeBron James' son good, right? No, he's good standing on his own. Let's give him that respect. Okay, so the top programs that he's interested in are, allegedly, USC, Oregon, Ohio State. Or he can opt the non-collegiate route and join the NBA's G League, Ignite, or unaffiliated Overtime Elite. Okay, so let's talk about where he can go next. LeBron has chimed in on this before, not too often because he's trying to let Bronny do Bronny, but he said, quote, he wants to go the college route. All right, so let's talk about the collegiate route. Let's start off with USC. Trojans got 3 commits in 2023. If y'all know high school basketball, or if you just on Instagram, you ain't even got to know high school basketball now. Just be on Instagram, be like, well, this little dude, he good? Oh, that's who he is. He's a 5-star by the name of Isaiah Collier, or a 4-star Arrington Page, Silas DeMary Jr. Those are the guys who are committed to USC. All right, you add Bronny to the mix, they are saying that recruiting class will crack the top 10 nationally. All right, that's good. And they're saying that that's the best fit for Bronny in terms of style and the overall talent. Go to USC. I think location matters as well, too. You know, I don't know if he would live in the dorms or he would stay in the mansion of Brentwood or Bel Air or Beverly Hills, but staying close to home while your daddy plays in the same city, looks like you got a leg up on Oregon. But let's talk about Oregon. They signed also another McDonald's All-American, Mookie Cook, Kwame Evans Jr., and the Ducks have signed the Gatorade Player of the Year, Jackson Shellstad, right? So they got some ballers up there, too. They're like, yo, come up here, Bronny. You know what it is, that Nike connection. Woo, I imagine that recruiting trip. God, what can you, first of all, what can you show Bronny James that LeBron hasn't shown him, especially when it comes to Nike? You go to Nike headquarters, he's like, the tour guide is trying to say, so Bronny, right here we have the special limited edition, and Bronny just finishes the sentence. Like, dog, I already know. Been up here, done that. I don't want to hear it. All right, so the Ducks play a style that they say suits Bronny as well, and those 4 will be really successful together. Bronny's a better, they say, off ball than on ball, secondary ball handler, combo guard, you know what I'm talking about? So that would allow him to showcase his strengths if he gets into that core group there. But whatever you say about a family, man, I know one thing, man, especially if you play sports like I play sports. I did not force my son to like or love football. Matter of fact, I almost was trying to rig it and manipulate him to not look at football, especially so early. I didn't want to have a 7-year-old talking about, Daddy, I want to play football, tackle football at that. So I always try to, like, you know, sidestep it or disguise it. And that made him fall even more in love with it, it felt like, because he loves football more than me. So imagine Bronny James in the game of basketball with LeBron James as his father. Well, his father loves him some Ohio State. And that's the 3rd team in the running, they say. 3rd college. In 2013, LeBron said if he had chosen to go to any school, we know what he would have done. I promise, he said. I say this all the time. If I had 1 year at college, I would have ended up down there in Columbus at Ohio State. No matter where he goes, he said he's always going to rep Ohio State. All right, I give you that. Now, the Ohio State Buckeyes are expected to have a tremendous year next year. Few key pieces already there. Also, a top 8 recruiting class. I always laugh when they write that. Top 8, that means you're 8. Top 7, you're 7. You're top 8, but you're 4, you would say top 4, right? So they got a top 8. They got the 8th recruiting class. And Bronny, we'll see what happens with that. Or he could go to overtime elite. I know y'all like, what? Really? Yeah, that's the thing now. We already know what they're doing over there. Important to note that timeline. He can go to college or sign a 2-year deal with the elite. What happens then? Oh, you and your father could play together because the contracts would align perfectly with his Lakers contract and his player option. Okay, so now at these camps and these summits, how is Bronny looking? All right, one scout said anonymously, because he wanted to keep his job. You don't want to talk trash about LeBron James' son. You might even be the Laker exec. He said, if I had to rank between 1 and 24 of all the prospects that were there, he was number 17. I know y'all sitting there like, oh man, that ain't that. Shoot. The top 24, you're 17? You got a shot. You got a great shot. He's ranked number 35 in the class of 2023, according to 247 Sports, but he's the top uncommitted prospect in the country that's left. So I want to talk a little bit more about his game because in practice, they said he did good, not great. Because, I mean, look, if you're 17th, those other guys, the top 16, were out there showing out as well, right? But in the games, he did well, including hitting 5 3-pointers in one game for 15 points. I think he had 11 in the other game. And this is the greatest part about it. Doing the homework on this, they talked about him as a prospect. They said he's a very good prospect. Good athlete, can really shoot the ball off the catch. Defensively, strong anticipation, plays hard. Where's he going to run into trouble, they say? He's a 3-and-D guard right now, projecting to be a forward. Uh-oh. And that's the NBA forward that's 3-and-D. Think of it like a Trevor Ariza. Remember those guys? They're usually 6'6" in that world, right? So basically they're saying he's very good. He's going to have to either be more of an attack slasher if he's going to stay 6'3", or that 3-and-D game he has, he's going to have to grow a few inches, grow 3 inches. So 3-and-D or grow 3 inches. Basically, that's the rub on him. Man, talk about the pressure of need to make it versus better make it. This sounds like one of those pressures. He don't need to make it, but he better make it. Looks like he's on his way.